Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The craving for a relaxed state and soothing feeling dwells one into the syndrome known as blue whale. But no sooner the adventure turns into a horrifying nightmare, drawing the curtains of your life through committance of suicide. How it happens? Who are behind this? And most importantly, what is the solution for it? My brothers and sisters, we help you to explore the reality and crack the blue whale spell. Today we decided to dilate upon this topic that has affected lives of many individuals across the globe. So let's continue further as to what blue whale is, how it works, and the mystery behind this venom. Blue whale, sadist game claiming lives of many youngsters. What makes it so venomous? It's not actually just the individual controlling the show. Rather, at each stage of the 50 stages, there are manipulators who control your brain through devilish forces. The individual seems to lose control over himself, thus keep on obeying the instructions. I've gone through, my brothers and sisters, many articles that suggest solutions as to how to avoid it, how to ward it off, and stuff like that. But trust you me, the fact of the matter is that you are helpless against these things. You are helpless. Let me proceed further and you'll be able to understand this mythology, this venomous things, this myth better. Well, on the prima facie it appears simple, that is the daily assigning of tasks by manipulators which has to be completed within 50 days. And on the 50th day, the controlling manipulator behind the scene instructs the individual to commit suicide. But the question arises, is it really that simple as it appears? Now, why is incitement to suicide so unavoidable and strong? How are individuals drawn into these traps set aside by manipulators? How they mesmerize you? Now let me unlock the secret for you. Actually, these venomous and nefarious games with spell casting effects are designed upon the whims and wishes of the Jal, the Antichrist, the appearance of whom seems round the corner as events are unfolding and as days are ticking by and as clock is ticking by and as days are going by. Such venomous and nefarious games with spell casting effects are designed, like I said, upon the whims and wishes of the Jal Antichrist. These game administrators do this to worship Satan and please the Jal, whose appearance, like I said earlier, is round the corner. Now, my brothers and sisters, let me put forth to you some hadiths, some sayings of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam for our guidance that help you understand this era better, the gravity of the situation, that how devils have gained so much strength, so much influence onto mankind. Well, hadith says, the sayings of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, one of which is, soon there will appear those Shaytaan, Satans, that is, whom Sulaiman alayhi salam, the Prophet of Allah Almighty, had enchained in the ocean. They will perform salat, prayers with you in the masjid, in your mosques, and they will recite the Quran with you, and they will dispute with you in the matters of the deen. Verily, they are the Shayateen ins, that is human devils. In the above hadith, in the above saying of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are described as human devils in view of their appearance in human form. In another saying, in another hadith narrated by Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, it is mentioned, verily, Satan, that is Shaytaan, will assume human form, then come to people. He will then narrate to them false hadith. Hazrat Abdullah bin Amr bin Al-As radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrated, verily in the ocean there are Shayateen who have been imprisoned by Sulaiman alayhi salam. Soon will they emerge and recite the Quran to the people. We have appointed for every Nabi, every Prophet, human and jinn Shayateen, that is devils, who whisper zukhruful qawl, that is falsehood eloquently adorned, to one another for deceiving the unwary and ignorant. Actually, we are in the area in which kufr predominates with all its effects of fisk and fujur. And about this era, Hazrat Abdullah bin Amr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, citing a hadith, said, there will dawn an age over the people when they will gather in their masjids, mosque, and perform salat, that is prayers, namaz, whilst not a single one of them will be mu'min. Such is the gravity of the situation, my brothers and sisters. Well, actually, these game makers and administrators seek assistance of devils and demons through Kabbalah and black magic, which they practice. These devils who are at the disposal of these game administrators act upon the instructions to help them achieve their mischievous designs and evil machinations. The devils under the control of these game administrators, trust me, they are so influential, so powerful that they can traverse several miles in a split of a second. They reach the participant of the game and they damage your thought process. They find their way inside the body of these participants and take possession of their vital organs like mind, heart, stomach, liver, etc., thus affecting the functioning, their body functioning, rather at times simply making it dysfunctional. The individual tends to lose self-control and start acting upon the whims and wishes of these game administrators, thus accepting and acting upon challenges at each stage, and very few can avoid this maze. Very few can avoid this maze. Hope you've understood the situation well. Now, the last part where I will conclude is what's the remedy of it. Now, my brothers and sisters, the last part, the remedial measures, the bailout measures out of this mayhem and this menace. Well, there are two basically broad segmentations to the bailout measure. One is for the parents of the affected individual, that they need to carry it out for the sufferer, the grieved party, and the other is for the affected individual, that he need to also do something in order to set himself free of this quagmire, of this issue. Well, for the parents or the relatives, the plan, the agenda is as under. First, and trust you me, by this agenda, following these directions, following this plan, this program, inshallah, by the help and by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah Almighty, you will not be able to burn the sorcerer, the magician, and the spell also away, burn the effects of spells also, and plus moreover you'll also be able to incarcerate and enchain the demons, the devils inside that have really tormented you since so long. Well, the effect is the act, the amal basically is of 1 week. It will stretch up to 1 week, and it's better, the timing of it is, it's better to do it after midnight. And if you are not able to do after midnight, if it's difficult for you to get up, then okay, do it after Isha Salah, Isha prayers. So it goes as under. Firstly, you need to ablution yourself properly, okay, the sunnah way of course, and sit in the direction of Qibla. Recite Ayatul Kursi 100 times with the intent to tie up the sorcerer, okay, first. Second, recite Surah Falak 100 times with the intent to set the sorcerer and set the demon alight, set him alight. Yet again, recite Surah Falak 100 times with the intent to set the effects of the spell to ashes, okay. Then Surah Baqarah, verse number 102, وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ, Surah Baqarah 102 100 times. وَاتَّبَعُوا مَا تَتْلُو الشَّيَاطِينُ عَلَى مُلْكِ سُلَيْمَانَ وَمَا كَفَرَ سُلَيْمَانُ وَلَكِنَّ الشَّيَاطِينَ كَفَرُوا, till the end. You need to recite this. Then Surah Yunus, verse number 81, recite it 100 times again. Then at last Surah Baqarah once, daily once. Then also pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, O Lord, O Almighty, release me of these spells, these effects, this mesmerism, and show it to me also as to where these spells are from, and release me of these effects of these spells also. Inshallah ta'ala, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will hopefully see a dream wherein hopefully you'll see some angels who are beating the you'll see that they're beating the hell out of these sorcerers or these demons. They're beating them upside down and also digging them out of your own body, your own self. They're taking it out of your body. Hopefully you'll see that. Plus, as for the affected person who's affected from spell, what he needs to do? Well, 1,000 times Surah Falaq and 1,000 times Surah Nas he needs to recite daily till at least 15 days. Hopefully, inshallah, after that you will feel tranquility and heart, and you will feel a lot better after that. And hopefully, Allah Ta'ala will help you get out of this mayhem and get out of these spells and these blue whale issues. Assalamu alaikum.